Welcome back to Icons of Change, where we uncover the lives of individuals who shaped history. Today, we're exploring the extraordinary Harriet Tubman, a woman whose bravery not only freed herself, but also led over 70 others to freedom through the Underground Railroad. But did you know that Tubman was also the first woman to lead an armed raid during the Civil War, freeing over 700 enslaved people? Stick around as we uncover the incredible story of how she became not only a symbol of freedom, but also a military leader who changed the course of history. Harriet Tubman, born Araminta Minty. Ross, around 1822 in Dorchester County, Maryland, was thrust into a life of unimaginable hardship. From the beginning, she experienced the brutality of slavery, yet these early struggles forged her into a resilient and fearless leader. By 1849, Tubman made her daring escape from slavery, embarking on a perilous journey northward to freedom. But her story didn't end there. Her journey was just beginning. Instead of staying safely in the North, Tubman chose to return to the South at least 13 times over the next decade. Each trip was fraught with danger, but she was relentless, leading over 70 enslaved individuals to freedom through the Underground Railroad, a secret network of routes and safe houses. Her resourcefulness and bravery earned her the nickname Moses, as she became a symbol of hope for those still trapped in slavery, guiding them to safety. Tubman's escape missions were not just about rescuing the enslaved, they were a bold defiance of the oppressive system that had torn apart families and crushed lives. She became adept at navigating the swamps and forests under the cover of darkness, using the North Star as her guide. With the help of abolitionists like Frederick Douglass and William Still, Tubman's missions grew in scale and significance. However, after the Fugitive Slave Act was passed in 1850, which threatened the safety of escaped slaves in the North, Tubman changed her strategy. She began taking her charges all the way to Canada, where they could truly live free, and in 1851 she made St. Catharines, Canada West, her home base. Life in St. Catharines was no less busy for Tubman. She continued to open her doors to freedom seekers, offering them shelter and supplies. The growing black community in St. Catharines relied on Tubman's leadership, and she became deeply involved in charitable work, including co-founding the Fugitive Aid Society. Yet, as much as Tubman gave to her community, her work in the fight for freedom was far from over. When the Civil War broke out in 1861, Tubman once again put herself on the front lines. Aligning with the Union Army, she served as a nurse, cook, and spy, gathering critical intelligence from Confederate territories. One of her most extraordinary accomplishments during the war was leading the Combahee River Raid in 1863, where she guided Union forces to liberate over 700 enslaved people. Tubman became the first woman to lead an armed expedition during the Civil War, demonstrating her tactical brilliance and fearless leadership. After the war, Tubman returned to Auburn, New York, where she continued her life of service. She remarried, adopted a child, and turned her attention to the fight for women's suffrage. Working alongside pioneers like Susan B. Anthony, Tubman's powerful voice added depth to the movement as she advocated passionately for the rights of women, particularly women of color. In her later years, Tubman founded the Harriet Tubman Home for the Aged, providing a safe haven for elderly African Americans in need. Even as her health declined, Tubman remained steadfast in her commitment to helping others, continuing to support her community in every way she could. Harriet Tubman passed away on March 10, 1913, but her legacy remains a shining example of resilience, bravery, and dedication to justice. She was far more than a conductor on the Underground Railroad. She was a freedom fighter, a military leader, and a social justice advocate whose impact echoes through history. Her life story continues to inspire, a testament to the power of one person to change the course of history. Harriet Tubman's journey from enslaved woman to legendary leader is a powerful reminder of how one person's courage can change the course of history. From her daring missions on the Underground Railroad to leading an armed raid during the Civil War, Tubman's legacy continues to inspire the fight for justice and equality today. And coming up next in our Icons of Change series, we'll dive into the life of Florence Nightingale, the woman who revolutionized healthcare. Did you know Nightingale transformed medical practices during the Crimean War, drastically reducing death rates? You won't want to miss this inspiring story of resilience and innovation. If you enjoyed learning about Harriet Tubman, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can catch our next episode on Florence Nightingale.